Hello and welcome back. In this video, I am going to cover almost 10 to 12 PYQs. I'm trying to cover almost 10 to 12 PYQs for the B.Ed semester 1 examination that is going to be conducted from 5th August of this year. The paper is childhood and growing up, and it is the first word that is development and its characteristics. To ensure that you get the most amount of benefit from watching this live, that is, either you watch it live and try to write down the important points that I am writing on the paper and revise it thoroughly just after ending of the session, and you have to recall it by looking at the topic just before going to the bed at night. This will ensure that the topics you understood or you are covering will be shifted from your short-term memory to the long-term memory, and it will really help you when you will be there in the exam hall and try to recall the answer. It is better if you can watch this session um, in the recorded version, because there you will be having that opportunity to watch it at the speed of 1.5x, and because the exam is not very far away, so every minute, every second, and every hour it matters for you. So it's up to your choice. Let's get started, and welcome back to Wake Up with Arnab. So the last question we covered, that was factors affecting language development of a child. It was a very easy one. You can easily just understand this concept and you can generate the points on your own in the exam hall if you understand in, and if you have the ability, or at least if you followed my last video where I told you how to recall and how to think. We generally don't think while we study on our own. Because of that, I give a lot of emphasis on how we can start thinking, and it makes our study time or whatever we are studying more interesting and more more engaging. Yeah. Let's put our phone on silent and let's turn on the timer, and here we go. So the first question we are covering today is projective technique and Rorschach ink blot test. Okay, let's see. This is all new topic. We have to. It's like a theory, and we have to cover it our daily like a theory. Most of the students, what they do whenever they look at any topic or any language that is a little bit odd, or we don't hear it in our real life experiences, they try to panic. We need to stay very calm and composed and controlled in not only when we study anything or when we study the difficult topics, but also in every sphere of our life. So let's get started. And another important tips that I'm sharing, then whatever your mother tongue is, or in the language you are, in the new language you are studying the topic, you it is better to also go through the topic in your mother tongue. That's why I printed it on Bengali. I printed the note on English as well. I have to write the examination on English, and I have printed it on Bengali, and I printed it through the paper. I mean, on the paper, because whenever you try to make everything digitally available, it's more likely to be stayed in the digital version itself. So let's get started. Projective techniques are psychological assessment tools designed to reveal an individual's unconscious thoughts, feelings, and hidden desires. Okay, so these are the psychological assessment tools. Okay, these are the assessment tools. Then we can understand, and it tries to identify the unconscious feelings. So its basic purpose is try to understand or find the purpose of try to analyze or try to find out the unconscious feelings, unconscious thoughts, feelings, and hidden gestures. So this is the maqsad. This is the purpose. These are the purpose, and now let's move forward to the projective technique, and ink blot test. Okay. Whenever you see a name of the author or the person who gave the idea or the theory, it is difficult. Don't try to mention it everywhere in the exam. It will take much of your time if you are short of time. If you have so much time in the exam hall, then obviously you can write the names. And these methods are only applicable for the preparation for the exam only. If you really want to know much, you should start your studies a lot uh, in an earlier manner, and then you have to cover everything thoroughly. So, what are the characteristics? First of all, unconscious personality assessment. Then it comes ambiguous stimuli used. We will just write it down as ambiguity. And the third thing, okay, let's move forward with these two things. What do they mean? So, unconscious personality assessment measures hidden emotions through ambiguous stimuli. Let's move forward with the Bengali version. এই পদ্ধতিতে ব্যক্তির সুপ্ত মানসিক অবস্থা জানা যায়. What does it mean? It means the mental stage or mental structure that is hidden. We get to know this through unconscious personality assessment. Then it comes to ambiguous stimuli used. Let's move with the Bengali version. পরীক্ষার থেকে অস্পষ্ট ছবি বা কালির দাগ দেখিয়ে মনের সুপ্ত মানসিক অবস্থা জানা যায়. ওকে, সো থ্রু দ্য ইঙ্ক or black picture to the students who are giving the exam, we can get to know the hidden factors of their minds, hidden things in their mind. Let's move forward to 10. Okay, so 10 standardized cards. The Rorschach tests uses exactly 10 standardized inkbot cards. Okay, so we can easily understand and remember this thing. This author, this scholar mentioned about 10 standardized cards. The next point is color distribution. 5 cards are black and white, 2 are red and black, and 3 are multicolor. So in these cards, like now we have to mention the category. In these cards, 5 are black and white, 2 are red, and it was black, I guess. Yeah, red and black, and the 3 are multicolored. This is pretty easy to understand. 5 are black and white, 2 are red and black, and the 3 cards are multicolored. This is all about the ink test. So we have to understand or try to think in this way that something will be there related to ink. Now, free association. Patients describe whatever shape or figure they see in the ink bot. Okay. Now we have to make it little easier to remember. We will write this thing as recognition. Whenever you are giving ink test to anyone, the purpose is to understand what are the hidden gestures, feelings, or emotions, or these things. So when you categorized some testimonials, like in this way I am going to function this test. So what is the then what is the step forward? You will simply ask one patient that now try to think. So the patient describe whatever shape or figure they see in the inkbot. Okay, so describe whatever shape or figure they see on the inkbot. Now, expert interpretation. A trained psychologist analyzes the response patterns to determine the personality traits. Okay, now this is the final conclusion. Like role of psychologist, psychologist. What is the role of the psychologist? Now, proper assessment has been done, plus looking at the various tests or reports, then he or she comes to the final conclusion. তাহলে ব্যাপারটা কি হচ্ছে? What does it mean? At the first, what is the purpose? The purpose is to do this thing. Now, what are the steps we can do this? The first step is unconscious personality assessment. We get to know the hidden gestures. Then there is the role of ambiguity. We present black pictures or like darkness or anything like that to to the patient or anyone on whom the test is being taking place, where we are getting tested. And the third thing is the categories. Like there are five black and white papers, two papers are red and black, and three papers are multicolored. Then it comes to the what? It comes to what? Like any person will look at something, and they will see they will tell the shape, or they will tell about the figure. And lastly, one person who is authorized, like psychologist, he or she will evaluate, like what is the, like in which way, or what is the purpose of the test, how it is going to be fulfilled. Real life example: looking at the same pinkboard card, a cheerful child sees a flying butterfly, while a depressed person sees a dark bat. Wow, this is amazing. So this example is very amazing. Like you get to know a lot of things through this thing. So one black card, child sees a butterfly, and one depressed person can see black board or black card. Simply amazing. I don't know how it is applicable in the real life, or how it is. So that's not our purpose. Our purpose is to write or deliver all these things in the exam paper, and ultimately answer sheet, and ultimately get good marks. Conclusion: the inkbot test remains a valuable tool for uncovering deep psychological patterns and emotional struggles. Okay. Conclusion is, it is important thing to understand deep psychological findings or problems. It took little bit, almost 14 minutes, just to cover one question. Okay, I had the introduction. There is no problem in that. Let's move forward to the second question, that is component of language and difference between growth and development. I guess it is very common, very common. So the component of language we covered. I guess we covered the components of language. Or if you don't know, I am just telling you. Okay, let's make a heading. It is very important question for 2 marks. So this thing you need to understand through one mnemonic. That is, when a person gets selected as IPS, he or she gets promoted to the SSP. In our district or in the West Bengal, we call it as SP, Superintendent of Police. In UP or in this type of states, it is called as SSP. So we will see, we will write like SSP and SSP of Madhya Pradesh, MP SSP. We will try to recall. M means morphology. What does it mean by P? P is phonology. What does it mean by S? S is syntax. I maybe wrote a wrong spelling. This is the actual spelling of syntax. Next is semantics. Okay, so I just confused, got confused one about one thing, that is this is Y and this is E, semantics, and this P refers to I'm just forgetting what was that, syntax, semantics, phonology, yeah, pragmatics. So through this mnemonic you can easily understand, or you can easily like get the little bit that guessing, and then you can write it down. You can of course you have to revise it for one or two times by writing down, or anything, or any way you like to do. So for M, morphology, for P, phonology, for P, phonetics, is for syntax, is for semantics. And the differences between growth and development, as I said earlier, growth and development differences. Growth is measurable, development is not measurable. Growth is through the like gaining weight, gaining weight, muscles, and it is about gain memory, or like cognitive development. Growth is we can see through our eyes. Development we can't see. Growth we can measure through cm, I mean centimeter, meter, or like inches. And the development we can't measure, no unit to measure. I've given you 4 points, and these points are really easy to just think. You just try to think everything you see, and if you have no time right now, you have to do this before you go to the bed. It is a must do. You have to do this. Otherwise, it will be really difficult for you. Recall in the exam hall. Most of I mean, so there are so many people go just blind, go just blank whenever there is any like they see any question. So that's it for this question. Let's move forward. Okay, let's see the example. What is the example? Yeah, example, you can write down one thing. One child grows 5 kg of weight is measurable, but through playing the child is getting developed, or getting development, non non measurable. So yeah, that's it. Let's move forward to the next question. What is the timing? 20 minutes. Big five personality traits theory, I guess. We covered this question. The upcoming questions are very easy, very easy. You have to just try to think. If you can think, it's all done. Yeah, it's pretty easy. Big five personality traits theory. So first of all, you have to write an introduction. Paul Costa. Forget this name. Just remember this name, Paul Costa. Developed the Big Five factor model to describe the primary dimensions of human personality. So it talks about the primary dimensions of human personality, and it is advocated, the idea brought forward by Paul Costa. So he is, or this person is the author, or this person is the person behind giving this theory. What does he say or she say? Wow, this is something you can understand through one mnemonic, that is ocean. OCEAN. That is openness. Through O we have to write openness. Then C, consciousness. Okay, so it is not consciousness, it is consensusness. What's going on, man? How we can pronounce it? CONSCIENTIOUS. Oh man. Okay. So for E it is extroversion. Through A it is agreeableness. Wow. For A it is agreeableness, and for N it is neuroticism. And these are all new words. Neuroticism. Okay. So for openness, we have to understand high degree of creativity, curiosity, and willingness to try new experiences. Openness means new experience. How much you are willing to understand or know new things. Then it comes to consciousness. I have read a different spelling of consciousness. What is this? Being organized, goal-directed, responsible, and self-disciplined. Okay, these all are the good qualities you have to. They need to be in a student. You have to understand in this way, like discipline. Okay, goal forwards. I mean, goal centric. Then it comes to you write anything, consistency. This three you can remember. Then extraversion, being outgoing, energetic, sociable, and comfortable in group settings. Okay, extroversion means group or sociable, or a person, we see a lot of persons around us who are really like they can easily get blended into any group. This is a huge quality in a person. Then agreeableness, like towards emotional demonstrating compassion, cooperativeness, kindness, and trust towards others. So agreeableness means it doesn't mean you have to agree to any idea. No, it's like ethical principles, moral principles. You have to write it down, like morality or ethics. Look, I'm not just jumping towards the anything that is written over here. We have to understand by on your own and on our own, and we have to develop and generate something which is uh, pretty much I say very relatable to our real life experiences or our past knowledge, because through knowing new things right now, you can't um you just can't move forward with the like getting good marks in the exam just before reading in 4 or 5 days. So now let's move forward to neuroticism or whatever it is. High tendency towards emotional instability, in anxiety, stress, and mood swings. Okay. Okay. So it means all are the neuro things like any depression or any anxiety. If someone is uh, pretty much unstable when there is a certain certain phenomena of depression or anxiety in their lives. So if the person can control this, the person will be going to be developed in a very easier way. But when it's not done in a controlled manner, then of course it will create major problems. So what is the real life example? A student who loves leading school events shows high extroversion. Yeah, extroversion, group sociable, or these things. While one who plans study schedules neatly shows consciousness. Wow, very understandable. So the example is leader. Leader quality shows the extraversion, and one student is making daily planner. It shows his or her consciousness or whatever it is. You can write it like consciousness, no problem in it. Ocean, openness, consciousness, extraversion, agreeability, and agreeableness, and like neuro factors. You can write neuro factors, no problem in that. If you wanna write the neuroticism, then absolutely it is a best version. But if you are somehow unable to remember, then you can write the exact word that is little bit familiar. Let's move forward to the next question. How much time it is? 30 minutes, 3 questions, 10 minutes each. Effect of deprivation and disrupted family on emotional development. Deprivation and disrupted family on the emotional development. So this is something we have to generate by our own. So what does it mean by deprivation and what does it mean by disrupted family? These two things are determining the whole content, the whole questions, I mean the whole answer. Family provides the foundation of child's emotional security. Deprivation of family disruption severely impact emotional growth. So it's the main object is the emotional growth, and how this emotional growth or this meta topic is being affected by deprivation and disrupted family. So we can write a beautiful introduction through like effect of the family and disrupted effect of the disrupted family and deprivation puts an huge impact on the emotional aspects of a child. Now we have to think. We have to think. Now I will make you understand how we can think. Like just remember one family is disrupted. Maybe the internal fightings are going on inside of a family. So what are the emotional aspects the child will likely to be missed out? Like the emotional support, like the encourage, no encourage, no emotional support, no like what can be said? What else can be said? No peace inside house, not adequate environment for study. It will leads to stress, anxiety, depression inside of the child. We have generated beautiful 5 points. Let's now move forward with the note. Sense of insecurity, okay, marital conflicts and parental loss leaves children feeling unsafe and lonely. Aggressive behavior, so first of all, insecurity. Then aggressive behavior, the impacts we have to write. Then anxiety and depression, as we mentioned. Low self-esteem, children from broken homes often doubt their abilities and feel inferior to others. No confidence. No confidence. Difficulty in social relationships, struggles with building trust and making healthy friendships at school. Okay, no friends. And ultimately, academic distraction, home stress diverts their focus away from the studies and classroom learning. So, no focus. Yeah, so there are beautiful 7 to 8 points. We can write it down in this way. In the exam hall, we can elaborate in a beautiful manner and give an example. Example, even also you can think that one child who is having struggle or no peace at home or stress or anxiety is ultimately going to be doing not good in the exam or these type of things. You can just generate the example. A child experiencing parental divorce struggles to concentrate in class and frequently gets into fights with classmates. So divorce of parents leads to no focus in studies plus classroom learning. So in conclusion, you can write a forward-looking conclusion that every children is getting the inalienable right to get the support, adequate support, and adequate healthy environment inside of the family and inside of the house, so that it helps them to have their holistic development. In short, this type of conclusion are really beautiful conclusions, and it can generate some more marks if the examiner is watching the paper in a very careful way. Moving forward to the next question. This question took 6 minutes, almost 7 minutes. Responsibilities of a teacher and parent in language development. We just um, covered it earlier, but it is having some different dimensions. So we have to cover it again. Responsibilities of a teacher in teacher and parents in language development. Again, we will think this question like we thought in the earlier question. Now it's your task. Now it is your task. This is a pretty easy thing. You have 1 minute. Just try to generate 5 points. What are the responsibilities of a teacher or parents? Write two responsibilities of teacher. Write two responsibility of parents in language development, and one responsibility that is in the mixed of both, the responsibility of the teacher and the parents both. It happens when you study in any school, maybe it is any medium school, Bengali or it is English. So teachers and parents play an all important role to develop the language of the child. Just think, just take 1 minute and just try to think. Okay, so maybe I have given you adequate time to think at least 5 points how the language gets developed. Some general points. Now, next we will try to look at how it looks academically. So first of all, maybe pronunciation, then the quality of the words, next we can say the grammatical aspects, how well one child can develop arrange all the words and make or form a very beautiful sentence. Grammar, then we can say, what can we say, proper education, like the teacher is ultimately an educator, so proper education is the type of education is given by the teacher. Then how the child can write about the language, I mean alphabets. These are the some general points. Maybe it is not that much suitable for the exam, but at least we are trying to think so that we get engaged in our studies. Now we will look at the exact things that are required to write on the examination. First of all, storytelling practices. Second thing, expression. Third thing, pronunciation. Fourth thing, debates and drama. And the fifth thing, introducing new words or vocabulary. These are somewhere it is like what we thought earlier. Storytelling practice is a new thing. Debate and drama is a newer thing. Okay, but in expression, it can be linked to our previous 5 points. Pronunciation, it is what we thought, and the vocabulary. This is maybe the new one. But in these things, we can add those 5 points as well. Whenever you are adding 7 or 8 points in a 5 marks of question, it is an excellent answer. You have to make diagrams, have to write an example. You have to write some very beautiful introduction and conclusion. That's it. That's the most you can do on the exam. Even Albert Einstein, he can't do much more because this is an ultimately not a all day long examination. So, example, we can write a child whose teacher encourages public speaking during morning assemblies, overcomes stage fear, and improves vocabulary very quickly. It is very important thing. Like any debate, we will write it as public debate or discussion. Makes one child no fear of stage and improved vocabulary. So yeah, this is what it is. Now we have to go through emotional significance of Cato's 16F PF theory. Let's see what does it mean. I'm so sorry if you are hearing this announcement or whatever it is going just before the road of my home. This type of problems are there in such a small cities. I don't belong from a very big city, and of course everything has its pros and cons. So yeah, educational significance of Cato's 16 PF theory. Now let's see what does it mean or what we can find out. Raymond Cattell identified 16 primary personality traits. Okay, so P means personality. Personality traits using factor analysis. Okay, so F means factor analysis, creating widely used 16 personality factor question questions. Okay, so he basically gave 16 questions to judge or understand how someone or what type of personality someone actually has. So PF means personal factors. And Raymond Cattell, can you remind the Raymond shop in at Raiganj, just beside the Reliance Smart? If you can remember, if you can recall, this Raymond word will be there in your long term memory. Just remember, there was a cattle just before or just after the Raymond shop at Raiganj. This is Raymond cattle. So he gave basically 16 questions to understand or to analyze the human personality. Like we will understand now 5 or 6 important areas of these 16 questions. Of course, we will not write 16 questions here. What are the 16 questions? No, this type of questions won't be asked. So, first of all, comprehensive personality assessment. Personality. This is more or less like this, like the earlier question we dealt about this topic. Now, vocational and career counseling. Vocational and career vocational and career counseling. Now, emotional issues. Now, it is group formation. And then counseling services. And lastly, teaching strategies. So, among these 6 points, as we are studying for the exam, we have to recall the things in the exam. We will be only watching to those things that those are new to us. Like in this whole thing, what are the new things? Personality assessment, we have seen. Then emotional issues, we know what are the emotional issues and how can it impact in the personality. Forming of groups, we will look. Teaching strategies, we will look. Counseling services, what does it mean? We will look. Vocational and career counseling, how it gets involved or gets connected to this topic, we will look. Teaching strategies. Teachers adapt classroom approaches according to student learning personalities. What does it mean? Okay, so he means through this, like there should be a differentiated teaching methods. Differentiated teaching methods. Next, let's look at the counseling services. Allow school counselors to offer individualized support to behavioral changes. Okay, so counseling services we have to offer to the children. Then group group formation, that is effective group formation helps teachers from balanced study groups based on complementary student personalities. Okay, so group formation means make a group in such a way that is the best suitable for the students. So yeah, this is what it is. Then vocational career counseling guides students towards career paths that align that with their specific personality states. So vocational career counseling you have to give to the students. And peer assessment, personality assessment helps educators understand the complete personality profile of each student. Right? Profile analysis or finding of students. And then emotional things, issues we have to resolve. All the teachers have to take care of the emotional issues that are available. I mean, emotional issues that are that the children or the students facing. So this thing, you have to think in terms of a teacher. Suppose you are a teacher and you got the role of the headmaster or the leader of the school. Okay, so now we have to program everything, make a program, right? Then what are the factors, 6 factors you will look forward? First for maybe we have to understand how the students are thinking, what are their thought process. It means personality assessment. Then it comes to the emotional support. Then it comes to the vocational and career guidance. Then it comes to the what will you do, uh, maybe okay, so forming groups in terms of the best outcomes. Okay, then counseling services, that we have to give personalized mentorship, as I discussed in the as we discussed in the earlier videos, that nowadays all the online coaching, they are offering this mentorship and they are just selling, they are making this topic as the USP of selling their course, that we are giving personalized mentorship. From where all these things are coming from this? If all the people who are running their startups of the coaching industry, if they knew that all this before, okay, at least if they would have watched this video so the video wasn't live then, whatever it is, if they knew all these things, they would have introduced this thing and maybe they could had the opportunity to become the leader in the industry. Then it comes to the what, teaching strategies. Of course you have to change, or you have to develop, or you have to adapt to your teaching strategies. You have to make your teaching strategies dynamic so that it can be balanced or it can be incorporated with all types of the students. Maybe someone who understand your content in a faster way, or someone who doesn't even understand what you are talking and they just don't understand anything. So yeah, that's it. That's all the 5 marks question I dealt today. I mean this throughout these 3 sessions, and after I complete this session, you all have to revise whatever you wrote. You have to revise. Don't try to complicate it by making short notes. Just try to think. Just try to think. Just try to build some chronology. Like everything is more or less the same. All these things, all these 6 points we have already studied before. Just there is new name Raymond Cattle, and I also told you how to remember this name. There was a Raymond shop and there was a cattle standing just beside or in front of that Raymond shop. That's how you can remember Raymond Cattle. At least the cattle's theory you will be getting mentioned in the question paper. Then you have to remember where that cattle was standing. The cattle was standing before the Raymond shop. That's it. Now how you will manage everything? Being the headmaster, think in this way. Being the principal, think in this way. You will do personality assessment. You will do emotional issues. I mean, check emotional issues. You will form the groups so that the in such a way so that the students get the most type of benefits. Then vocational or career counseling you have to do. Then counseling services like personal mentorship you have to do. You have to give. And the teaching strategies, your teaching strategies will have to be very dynamic. So that's it for today. I hope you will revise this content just after finishing the live lesson, live lecture. So yeah, thank you so much for being with me, and see you in the next video.